Good day, sir. This day we tackle about our topic, roles and regulations in distribution system. Introduction. Power distribution system. Power distribution system is a network that delivers electrical energy from substation to end users, including homes, businesses, and industries. It is the final stage of electric power system following power generation and transmission. Key components of a power distribution system. Number one, substation. Number two, distribution transformers. Number three, primary distribution network. Number four, secondary distribution network. Number five, service lines. And number six, protective device. Types of distribution system. Number one, radial system. Number two, ring loop system. Number three, network system. Importance of roles and regulations. Rules and regulations are essential in maintaining order, fairness, and efficiency in society, organizations, and various systems. They serve as guidelines that help individuals and institutions function smoothly while ensuring safety, justice, and accountability. Maintain order and stability. Ensure safety and protection, promote fairness and justice, encourage accountability, facilitate growth and development, protect rights and freedoms, improve efficiency and organizations. Understanding EFERA. EFERA is an Electric Power Industry Reform Act. The Electric Power Industry Reform Act, officially known as Republic Act 9136, a Philippine law enacted in 2001, restructure and modernize the country electric power industry. EPIRA aims to privatize government-owned power assets, promote competition, and ensure reliable and affordable sustainable electricity for consumers. Unbundling of power sectors. Unbundling divides the power industry into generation, transmission, distribution, and supply to encourage competition, efficiency, and transparency. It prevents monopolies, allows private sectors participation, enhance service quality, and ensures fair electricity pricing for consumers under the deregulated market system. Open access retail competition allow consumers to choose electricity suppliers, promoting competition and better pricing. It enables multiple providers to access transmission, distribution networks, boosting efficiency, innovation, and improve service quality while reducing monopolistic control in the power supply. The privatization of NPC assets transfer government-owned power plants and facilities to private companies to promoting efficiency, competition, and investments, while reducing public sector debt and ensuring more sustainable and reliable electricity supply. Regulatory bodies in the Philippines. The Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC is an independent Philippine government agency that regulates electricity rates, ensures fair competition, protects consumers' rights, and enforces energy policies. It oversees power sector reforms, monitors market behavior, and promotes efficiency and transparency in the industry. The Department of Energy is the Philippine government agency responsible for formulating and implementing energy policies. It ensures energy security, promotes renewable energy, regulates the power industry, and oversees sustainable, reliable, and affordable electricity supply for national government. The National Electrification Administration, or NEA, is a Philippine government agency that supports rural electrification by assisting electric cooperatives. It provides financial, technical, and institutional aid to expand electricity access, promote sustainability, and improve power services and underserved communities nationwide. Role of the Energy Regulatory Commission, or ERC. The issuance of license and permits ensures compliance with regulations in power generation, transmission, and distribution. Government agencies like ERC and DOE oversees approvals, ensuring safety, reliability, and fair competition while promoting responsibilities, development, consumers protection. Tariff setting and approval regulate electricity. Rates to ensure fairness and affordability. The Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC reviews and approves rates based on cost, market conditions, and consumer protection, balancing investors' returns and reasonable pricing for electricity consumers. Role of Department of Energy. Energy policies and planning guide the development, regulation, and sustainability of the power sector. The Department of Energy formulates strategies to ensure energy security, affordability, and efficiency, while promoting renewable energy infrastructure development and environmental sustainability. Market development oversight ensures fair competition, efficiency, and transparency in the energy sectors. Agencies like Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC and DOE monitor power markets, regulate participants, prevent monopolies, implement policies to promote consumer choice and sustainability industry growth. The National Electrification Administration or NEA supports electric cooperatives through financial aid, technical training, and regulatory guidance. It helps improve infrastructure, ensures efficiency, power distribution, promotes sustainability, and enhance service reliability, especially in rural underserved areas across the Philippines. Rural Electrification Program. Rural Electrification Program aims to provide electricity to remote and underserved areas. Led by NEA and DOE, these initiatives enhance economic development, improve living standards, support electric cooperatives, and promote renewable energy for sustainable and inclusive national growth. Distribution system operators. Distribution system operators manage electricity distribution networks, ensuring reliable and efficient power delivery. They oversee grid operations, maintenance, and system upgrades while integrating renewable energy, maintaining voltage stability, and ensuring compliance with regulatory standards for consumers and industrial needs.
I will continue the report. My report is all about responsibilities of distribution system operators or DSOs. Distribution system operators or DOS manage power distribution networks by ensuring reliability, maintaining infrastructure, balancing supply and demand, integrating renewable energy, and preventing outages. Also, optimizing grid performance and complying with regulatory standards to deliver safe and efficient electricity to consumers. And compliance with regulatory standards. So compliance with regulatory standards, it ensures that power sector entities follow legal, safety, and operational guidelines. Agencies like ERC and DOE enforce policies on pricing, reliability, and environmental impact and market competition, promoting transparency, consumer protection, and sustainable energy development. Next is licensing and accreditation requirements. Licensing and accreditation, it requires to ensure that power sector entities meets legal, technical, and safety standards. Also, regulatory bodies like ERC and DOE oversee approvals for power generation, transmission, and distribution, ensuring compliance, efficiency, and reliable electricity service for consumers. Next is registration process for power distributors. Power distributors must register with ERC and DOE, submitting legal, technical, and financial documents. So this process, it includes evaluation, compliance verification, licensing, and accreditation. to ensure that reliability, safety, and regulatory compliance before operating within the electricity distribution sector. Next is compliance with ERC and Department of Energy guidelines. Okay, power sector entities must follow ERC and DOE guidelines on licensing, tariff setting, market operations, and service reliability. Compliance ensures fair competition, consumer protection, safety, and efficient power distribution while promoting transparency and sustainable energy development in the industry. And rate setting and tariff regulations. So, ERC regulates electricity rates to ensure fair pricing, balancing consumer affordability and investor returns. Tariff setting considers generation costs, market conditions, and operational expenses. It ensuring transparency and competition and also sustainability in the power sector while preventing excessive charges. And methodologies for tariff computation. Tariff computation, it uses cost-based, performance-based, and market-based methodologies. Factors include generation cost, transmission fees, and distribution expenses, inflation, also return on investment. ERC ensures fair pricing through transparent rate setting mechanisms that balance consumer affordability and industry sustainability. Also, ERC approval process, it includes the Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC. It evaluates applications for tariffs, licenses, and power agreements. The process includes submission, public consultation, cost assessment, compliance verification, and final approval to ensuring transparency, fair pricing, and adherence to regulatory standards before implementation. Consumer protection and rights. Consumer protection ensure fair electricity pricing, reliable service, and transparent billing. ERC enforces regulations on compliance, disconnections, and refunds. Consumers have the right to access information, also dispute charges, and receive safe, efficient, and uninterrupted electricity service. Next is right of electricity consumers. Electricity consumers have the right to affordable and fair rates, reliable service, and also transparent billing and timely compliant resolution. They can dispute charges, access service information, demand quality power supply, and be protected from unjust disconnections under ERC regulations. Billing transparency and dispute resolution. Billing transparency, it ensures consumers receive clear, accurate, and itemized electricity bills. ERC mandates fair pricing and disclosure of charges for disputes. Consumes, consumers can file compliance with distribution utilities or ERC ensuring prompt investigation, resolution, and protection against overcharging. And next is performance standards and compliance. Performance standards ensure reliable, safe, and efficient electricity service. Also, ARC and DOE set benchmarks for power quality, outage response, and customer service. Compliance monitoring ensures distribution utilities meet regulatory requirements, protecting consumer interests and maintaining industry accountability. Also, grid code and contribution code. The grid code governs the safe, reliable operation of the transmission system, while the distribution code sets standards for power distribution. Both ensure compliance with technical and safety and also performance requirements, prompting efficiency, stability, and fair access in the electricity sector. Also, Philippine Grid Code or PGC, it sets the technical and performance standards for the safe, reliable, and efficient operation of the transmission system. Also, it regulates grid planning, operations, maintenance, and compliance. This will ensure stability, fair access, and efficient electricity delivery nationwide. Also, Philippine Distribution Code or PDC, the Philippine Distribution Code or PDC, it establishes the technical and operational standards for distribution utilities. Also, it ensures a reliable, safe, and efficient electricity delivery, regulating voltage levels, system performance, and compliance to maintain power quality and protect consumer interests nationwide. And also, distribution code compliance requirements. Distribution utilities, it must comply with the Philippine Distribution Code or PDC by maintaining power quality, voltage stability, and system reliability. Also, compliance includes technical standards, reporting obligations, safety measures, and operational efficiency. This to ensure seamless electricity distribution and consumer protection.
So this is the continuation of VICA's report. Reliability and efficiency standards. Reliability and efficiency standard ensure consistency, high quality electricity services. ERC and DOE mandate performance benchmark for power generation, transmission, and distribution, minimizing outages, minimizing system operations, and promoting energy efficiency to protect consumers and support sustainability industry growth. Next is the technical and safety regulations. Technical and safety regulations, this is to ensure the safety, reliable, and efficient operation of power system. The ARC, DOE, and NEA enforce standards for equipments, infrastructure, and operations, preventing hazards, minimizing outages, and protecting consumers, workers, and electrical facilities from risk. So this is so important because this is to para ang efficiency nga mahatag sa operation, of course, mapahimuslan pod sa tanan, dili lang kay sa agency but of course sa mga consumers. Then the market operations and retail competitions. Market operations regulate electricity trading, ensuring fair competition and efficiency. Open access and retail competition or OARC allows consumers to choose supplier, promoting competitive pricing and services quality. ARC oversees compliance, transparency, and market stability in the deregulated power system. The role of retail electricity supplier, RES. Retail electricity supplier compete in the deregulation market, offering consumers electricity at competitive rates. They procure power for generators, customize supply contracts, and provide flexible pricing options, ensuring better services, innovation, and efficiency in electricity services. Universal charge and lifeline rate. The universal charge is a fee collected from electricity consumers to fund missionary electrification, environmental projects, and stranded debts. The lifeline rate provides discounted electricity rates for low-income households, ensuring affordability and equity access to electricity services. Kani siya, mauni siya ang, of course, kita nga mga consumers, magbayad kita sa ato ang mga distributors kay ang mga distributors gapalit man puna sila sa mga transmission lines. Ang transmission line gabayad puna sila sa generation. So of course kita mao puna to obligation nga mga consumers mobayad din siya para ma-maintain ang electrification. Of course mga maka usap puna siya sa mag-maintenance magupod sa electrical services. And ang sa giingon pod sa Saneco nga sa tuwa nga katong mga labi na gagmay lang po kay nga mga balay na po na siya yung mga kanang exemption. Mga gagmayng balay like kung ilang kuryente nato sila range nga dili og kaabot ana, free ra pud sila sa mga charges. The purpose of universal charge. The universal charge funds essential electricity-related programs including missionary electrification, environmental protection, and debt recovery from standard cost. Collected from all consumers, it ensures national power accessibility, financial stability, and sustainability in the Philippine energy sector. So, like what I said, na obligation ang mga consumers pod. Subsidy mechanism for low-income consumers. Subsidy mechanism like the lifeline rate provide discounted electricity for low-income households. Amo na siya ang gingon ganiya nga nato say naslay range kung pili kaabot nga inana nga kadako ang ilaang consume nga electricity na nasa exemption funded through subsidies or government programs. This ensure affordable access to electricity, promoting social equity while maintaining financial viability for power distributors and suppliers. Okay, of course, so, kana sila gagmay ra po kayo ang mga na-consume para po for social equity, muna gi-provide niya po sila og kuryente, like electricity, though wala sila ibayro nun kay under man sa subsidy sa gobyerno. Franchise and permitting process. Electric utilities must secure a conditional franchise and permits from ERC and the Department of Energy to operate. The process includes legal, technical, and financial evaluations, ensuring compliance with regulations, service reliability, and consumer protection before commencing power distribution or supply services. Granting and renewal of distribution franchise. The Congress grants and renews distribution franchises subject to ERC and DOE regulations. Utilities must meet legal, technical, and financial requirements, ensuring service reliability, consumer protection, and compliance with industry standard before approval or renewal of operation. Same na po na siya sa mga other agencies or other mga companies na ang franchise dapat i-renew yun. Compliance with local government and ERC requirements. Power distributor must secure local government permits and comply with ERC regulations, including safety, tariff, and operational standards. This ensures legal authorization, environmental compliance, consumer protection, and reliable electricity services while maintaining transparent and accountability in the energy sector. Renewable energy and distributed generation. So, renewable energy and distribution generation promote sustainable, decentralized power source like solar, wind, and hydro. These systems reduce dependence on fossil fuels, enhancing energy security and support grid resilience with complying with DOE and the regulations for reliability and efficiency. So, kani siya, muna siya yung mga mga bagong uso na po karon or mao na siya ang atong mga ginagamit po karon mga renewable energy for eco-friendly po na siya like solar, wind, and hydro. But though kani sila ubos na sila og efficiency pero they can provide man po jud nga they can provide reliable power source nga magamit po sa distribution. Next is the integration of renewable energy in distribution networks. Integrating renewable energy into distribution networks enhances sustainability, reduces carbon emission, and improves energy security. DSOs, ERC, and DOE oversee grid compatibility, network metering, and compliance, ensuring efficient, stable, and reliable power supply from wind and other renewables. Next is the net metering and fed-in tariff. Net metering allows consumers with renewable energy system to sell excess electricity back to the grid, reducing their bills. Feed-in tariffs or FITs provide fixed incentives for renewable energy producers, ensuring stable returns and promote sustainable energy investment. So, kani siya, nani siya nitabo sa other countries or bisag sa tuwa diri nani siya nitabo sa Cebu. Someone told me nga about ani nani nga kung ikaw consumer na kay kanan ang na kay renewable energy, ang renewable energy apply nimo ni siya sa grid, i-apply nimo ni siya kung sa for some naki-applyan ani niya, then ang mga excess nga mga wala nimo nagamit nga mga excess nga mga energy sa gikan sa imo ang grid ay sa imo ang power source power generators, pwede mo siya ibalik sa grid wherein ang grid or ang distributors mo ay magbayad sa imo ang gilabay nga electricity to back to the grid. Then there's energy efficiency and demand side management. Energy efficiency and demand side management, DSM, reduce energy consumption and optimize electricity use. Programs include peak load reduction, energy efficiency appliances, and conservation incentives, ensuring sustainable reliability, lower cost, and grid stability with compliance to DOE and NRC regulations. Next, the role of distribution utilities in demand side management. Distribution utilities implement demand side management by promoting energy efficiency, load shifting, and conservation programs. They provide a consumer education, adopt smart grid technologies, and comply with DOE-RC policies to enhance grid and reduce peak demand. Then, energy conservation programs. This, they promote efficient electricity use through public awareness, appliance efficiency standards, demand reduction incentives, and smart grid technologies implemented by DOE, ERC, and distribution utilities. This program uh, will lower energy costs to reduce environmental impact and enhance grid reliability. Power quality and reliability standards. Power quality and reliability standard ensures stable voltage, frequency, and minimal disruption in electrical supply. ERC, DOE, and DSOs enforce regulations on outage response, voltage stability, and services continuity, ensuring efficient, safe, and reliable power delivery to consumers. Voltage stability and frequency control in power system. Voltage stability and frequency control are two fundamental aspects of power system operation, ensuring the reliability and secure delivery of electricity. They help maintain the quality of power supply and prevent disturbance that could lead to blackout. Muna sila ang mga ay di kanang ang voltage stability para ni siya ang ma-produce nga ang ma-supply sa para paingon sa consumers. Tapos dili siya mag-fluctuate, then dili po siya ingon nga ubos sa demand para isa po ni siya kanang para dili po sila naku og losses. Then ang frequency control siya dako sa apekto siya sa mga losses. Then of course quality po sila ang gina-supply nga electricity.
This will be the continuation of the report about rules and regulation in distribution systems, which is about outage management and reporting. Compliance monitoring and enforcement. Compliance monitoring ensures adherence to regulatory standards in power systems. Enforcement involves identifying violations, issuing penalties, and implementing corrective actions. Utilities use audits, real-time monitoring, and reporting mechanisms to maintain reliability, security, and legal compliance, preventing risks and ensuring operational integrity. Audits and inspection by the audits and inspections by ERC. The Energy Regulatory Commission, or ERC, conducts audits and inspections to ensure compliance with power industry regulations. These assessments verify safety, reliability, and tariff adherence. Through site visits, document reviews, and performance evaluations, ERC enforces standards, preventing violations and ensuring consumer protection. Penalties for non-compliance. Penalties for non-compliance with energy regulations include fines, license suspensions, or revocations. The Energy Regulatory Commission imposes sanctions for safety breaches, overcharging, or reliability failures. Utilities may face legal action, mandatory corrective measures, or operational restrictions to ensure regulatory adherence and consumer protection. Cybersecurity and data protection in distribution systems. Cybersecurity and data protection are critical in modern power distribution systems to prevent cyber threats, ensure grid reliability, and protect consumer data. As power grids become more digitalized and interconnected, safeguarding infrastructure from cyber attacks is essential for operational stability and regulatory compliance. Importance of cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is crucial for protecting digital systems, data, and infrastructure from cyber threats. It ensures operational stability, prevents financial losses, and safeguards sensitive information. Strong cybersecurity measures help maintain trust, regulatory compliance, and resilience against evolving cyber attacks, securing businesses, governments, and individuals from digital risks. Compliance with data protection laws. Compliance with data protection laws ensure organizations handle personal and sensitive data securely and legally. It involves implementing security measures, obtaining user consent, and adhering to regulations like GDPR or local data privacy laws. Non-compliance can result in fines, legal actions, and reputational damage. Disaster preparedness and emergency response. Preparedness and reduces risk by planning, training, and having emergency supplies. Emergency response ensures quick action, medical aid, and rescue operations. Recovery focus on rebuilding and supporting. Being prepared saves lives, minimizes damage, and helps communities recover faster after disasters. Disaster risk reduction strategies. Disaster risk reduction strategies includes early warning systems, resilient infrastructure, community education, sustainable land use, climate adaptation, emergency preparedness, risk assessments, policy integration, capacity building, and ecosystem management. Collaboration among governments, NGOs, and communities enhances resilience, minimizing disaster impacts, and ensuring rapid recovery. Restoration and recovery plans. Restoration and recovery plans focus on rebuilding infrastructure, restoring livelihoods, providing aid, and strengthening resilience and ensuring sustainable development. Key elements include damage assessment, involvement, financial support, policy integration, mental health services, and long-term risk reduction to prevent future disasters. Challenges in distribution regulation. Challenges include market monopolies, pricing control, infrastructure limitations, compliance enforcement, supply chain disruptions, adaptation, regulatory inconsistencies, stakeholder conflicts, environmental concerns, and consumer protection. Balancing efficiency, fairness, and sustainability while ensuring reliability remains a complex regulatory task. Common compliance issues. Common compliance issues include data privacy violations, lack of regulatory adherence, inadequate documentation, workplace safety breaches, financial fraud, environmental noncompliance, unethical labor practices, cybersecurity risks, tax evasion, and failure to update policies. Organization must implement strict monitoring and training to ensure compliance. Policy and regulatory gaps. Policy and regulatory gaps arise from outdated laws, inconsistent enforcement, technological advancements, lack of stakeholder engagement, weak oversight, inadequate funding, jurisdictional conflicts, insufficient penalties, poor transparency, and slow adaptation to emerging risks. Addressing these gaps ensure effective governance and sustainable development. Future trends in distribution regulation. Future trends in power distribution regulation include smart grid integration, decentralized energy systems, renewable energy mandates, dynamic pricing models, cybersecurity enhancements, digital metering, consumer participation, stricter environmental policies. Smart grids and digital transformation. Smart grids and digital transformation enhance energy efficiency, reliability, and sustainability through automation, real-time monitoring, AI-driven analytics, and IoT integration. Features include demand response, predictive maintenance, decentralized generation, and cybersecurity improvements, enabling smarter energy management and greater consumer participations in power distribution. Evolving regulatory frameworks. Regulatory frameworks adapt to technological advancements, environmental goals, and market dynamics. Key trends include stricter sustainability mandates, decentralized energy policies, digital compliance tools, cybersecurity regulations, consumer rights protection, and adaptive governance. These frameworks ensure resilience, efficiency, and fairness in rapidly changing industries. Detailed discussion on key regulations and case studies. Energy distribution is governed by a complex set of regulations that ensure efficiency, reliability, sustainability, and consumer protection. With the increasing integration of smart grids, renewable energy sources, and digital transformation, regulatory frameworks are continuously evolving. In-depth discussion on selected regulations. Energy distribution is governed by a complex set of regulations that ensure efficiency, reliability, sustainability, and consumer protection. Renewable source energy. This document explores key regulations and present case studies, highlighting their impact and effectiveness. Thank you. That's all.